Most people live like puppets, yanked around by moods, distractions, and mental noise. They can't focus. They can't finish. They wait to feel right before they act, and never do. Look around you. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. They start 17 different projects and finish none. They make grand plans on Sunday night and abandon them by Tuesday morning. They're slaves to their own minds, prisoners of their own thoughts. This isn't weakness, it's conditioning. We've been trained to react, not respond, to consume, not create, to follow the path of least resistance while our potential rots away in the graveyard of someday. But there's another way. Meanwhile, in Japan, for centuries, warriors, monks, artists, and everyday workers built mental control like a skill. They didn't wait for motivation. They trained their minds with unbreakable rules. The samurai didn't swing their sword when they felt like it. The Zen monk didn't meditate only when peaceful. The craftsman didn't perfect his art when inspiration struck. They understood what the modern world has forgotten. Discipline is freedom. They knew that the mind, untrained, is your enemy. Trained, it becomes your greatest weapon. While the West chased comfort, Japan forged mental steel. While others waited for the right moment, they created it. While the masses followed their feelings, the few followed their principles. The Stoics understood this too. Epictetus said, "No one is free who is not master of himself." The Buddhists knew it. The mind is everything. What do you think you will become? The Taoists lived it. The sage is guided by what he feels and not by what he sees. But knowing isn't enough. Philosophy without practice is just pretty words. Ancient wisdom without modern application is just museum curiosities. These aren't trendy hacks or empty affirmations. These are 7 forgotten Japanese techniques, raw, real, and proven. Apply them, and your mind will no longer control you. You will control it. Weak people chase motivation like addicts. They scroll for it, beg for it, wait for it. But the mind isn't designed to make you disciplined. It's built for comfort. And comfort makes you soft. You've been tricked into thinking discipline is a mood. It's not. It's a decision, a habit, a way of life. In Japan, they don't teach discipline as hype. They bake it into culture, into rituals, into systems passed down for centuries. Now you're about to learn the same, but only if you're ready to stop being owned by your feelings. Rule 1. Hara, Yao, strength from the center. Most people live from their heads, overthinking, overanalyzing, drowning in mental chaos. Every thought becomes a crisis. Every emotion becomes a storm. They're disconnected from their core, floating in a sea of reactive thinking. Hara means belly. But in Japanese tradition, it's your emotional and energetic center. It's where true power lives, not in your racing mind or pounding heart, but in the deep, unshakable foundation of your being. The samurai knew this. Before the battle, they didn't pump themselves up with rage or fear. They dropped into Hara, that quiet, immovable center where clarity lives. They trained to act from the Hara, not from panic, not from anger, but from deep, quiet presence. The Zen masters understood it too. When you sit in meditation, they taught, breathe into your Hara. Let your awareness sink below the noise of thought. The Taoists called it returning to the source, finding that still point around which everything else revolves. This isn't mystical nonsense. This is practical psychology. When you're centered, you don't react, you respond. When you're grounded, chaos can't uproot you. When you operate from your core, External circumstances lose their power to control you. When your mind spins, your anxiety spikes, your fear takes over. Drop back into your Hara. Place your hand on your belly. Breathe from your gut, not your chest. Feel that deep, steady center. Let calm guide your next move, not the hurricane in your head. Your thoughts will still come. Your emotions will still rise, but you'll watch them from the mountain, not get swept away by the flood. Discipline lesson. You can't control anything unless you first control your center. Stay grounded, stay steady. The storm passes, but the mountain remains. Now that you're centered, we unlock the next law. Mental endurance without drama. Rule 2. Shinobu, Naieru. Endure with purpose. The modern world has taught you to avoid discomfort at all costs. Skip the hard workout. Quit when it gets boring. Rage quit relationships. Medicate every uncomfortable feeling. We've become allergic to struggle, addicted to ease. But ease creates weakness. Comfort breeds complacency. And when life inevitably brings you to your knees, and it will, you'll crumble like paper in the rain. Shinobu is the quiet strength of bearing hardship with grace. It's not loud. It doesn't post quotes. It doesn't quit. It's the ancient Japanese art of enduring without breaking, of suffering without surrendering your soul. You think strength means force, screaming, flexing, making noise. But in Japan, strength often looks like stillness. True power whispers. Real endurance doesn't announce itself. Look at them. Tea masters endure decades of precision, perfecting movements so subtle they're invisible to untrained eyes. Monks meditate in snow, their breath visible in the frozen air, their minds unmoved by the cold. Fighters train in silence, absorbing punishment, transforming pain into wisdom. They don't complain, they don't seek sympathy, they endure. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The Buddhists understood it deeper. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. The Taoists lived it. The soft overcomes the hard. The gentle overcomes the rigid. This isn't about becoming numb. It's about becoming unbreakable. It's not about suppressing your humanity. It's about transcending your limitations. Every challenge becomes your teacher. Every setback becomes your setup. Every moment of difficulty becomes a deposit in your bank of inner strength. Discipline lesson. Don't just survive pain. Turn it into power. Shinobu is your ability to suffer well and rise stronger. The muscle grows in the resistance, not the comfort. Once you've learned to endure, you must align your heart and mind to keep going. Rule 3. Kokoro, Shin. Master the heart-mind. Here's where most people destroy themselves. The war between what they think and what they feel. Logic says, go left. Emotions scream, go right. The head wants discipline. The heart craves comfort. The mind sets goals. The feelings sabotage them. You're living in civil war, and you're losing. Modern psychology has taught you that thoughts and emotions are separate armies, forever at battle. Follow your heart, they say. Trust your logic, others counter. But you can't serve two masters without serving neither. Kokoro means heart and mind, together, not separate, not conflicted. It's the Japanese understanding that true power comes from unity, not division. One compass, not two, pointing in opposite directions. Modern people are split. Emotions pulling one way, logic another. That's why they're paralyzed. They analyze themselves into inaction. They feel themselves into chaos. They're stuck in the gap between what they know and what they want. But the samurai didn't have this problem. Neither did the Zen monks. They understood what we've forgotten. Your heart and mind aren't enemies, they're partners. When trained together, they become an unstoppable force. The Japanese train Kokoro, a unified inner compass. They don't suppress emotions or ignore logic. They align them. They make them work together like a master craftsman's hands. Precise, coordinated, powerful. The Stoics called this living according to nature, when reason and emotion flow in the same direction. The Buddhists spoke of right intention, when desire serves wisdom instead of fighting it. The Taoists knew it as Wu Wei, effortless action born from perfect inner harmony. This isn't about becoming robotic, it's about becoming integrated. When your thoughts and feelings obey your mission, you become unstoppable. When your heart and mind move as one, obstacles become opportunities. Resistance becomes fuel. Discipline lesson. Don't suppress your feelings, master them. Make them work for your purpose, not against it. A divided house cannot stand, but a unified soul cannot be broken. From here, we move into the deepest power, stillness under pressure. Rule 4, Seijaku, Jingdai, inner stillness. The world is noise, constant chatter, endless stimulation. Your phone buzzes, your mind races, your energy scatters in 1,000 directions. You move fast and accomplish nothing. You stay busy and remain empty. This is the modern disease. Motion without direction, activity without purpose, speed without power. But there's another way to live. Seijaku is silence. Not laziness, not inaction, not the silence of the weak who freeze under pressure. This is the silence of the predator who waits, the silence of the master who sees, the silence of the storm's eye while chaos whirls around it. Calm action, controlled breath, laser focus. While the world loses its mind, you keep yours. The samurai understood this deeply. Before the decisive strike, they found perfect stillness. Not hesitation, precision, not fear, readiness. They moved like lightning from a clear sky, but only after they had become the sky itself. While others rush, the warrior waits. While others panic, the master watches. While others react to every stimulus like lab rats pressing buttons, the disciplined mind chooses when to move and when to be still. In Zen temples, even sweeping is meditation. Even movement is silence. The monk doesn't hurry through his tasks. He inhabits them completely. His broom becomes an extension of his being. His breath synchronizes with his purpose. This is Seijaku, dynamic stillness, active peace. The Stoics practiced this as the discipline of desire, not wanting what you cannot control, not rushing what cannot be rushed. The Taoists embodied it as perfect timing, acting in harmony with the natural flow, striking when the moment is ripe. The Buddhists cultivated it as mindfulness, being fully present in each moment instead of scattered across 1,000 worries. This isn't about moving slowly. It's about moving deliberately. It's not about doing less. It's about wasting nothing. Every breath intentional, every action purposeful, every moment fully inhabited. Discipline lesson. Stillness lets you hear what others can't. It lets you strike only when the time is right. In the space between stimulus and response lies your power. Now you're grounded, enduring, emotionally aligned, and still. But you're not perfect, and you don't need to be. Rule 5. Enso, Yuenjai. Completion through imperfection. Here's where most people sabotage themselves. They turn discipline into a religion of perfection. Miss one workout, the whole program is ruined. Skip one day of meditation, you're a failure. Make one mistake, everything falls apart. This is the perfectionist trap. the prison of all or nothing thinking. It's not discipline, it's self-destruction with a pretty name. You've been brainwashed to believe that anything less than flawless is worthless. Social media shows you only the highlights. Success stories skip the failures. You see the polished result, never the messy process. So you quit at the first imperfection, thinking you're not good enough, but you're measuring yourself against a lie. Enso is the practice of drawing a circle with one breath. The Zen master takes brush to paper and draws. Not carefully, not slowly, but with complete presence. It's never perfect. The line wavers. The circle gaps. Sometimes it's more oval than round. That's the point. The beauty isn't in the perfection. It's in the completion. The power isn't in the flawless circle. It's in the unflawed commitment to finish what you started. Discipline dies when you chase perfection. You skip a day, you beat yourself up, you quit. That's weakness disguised as standards. That's fear pretending to be excellence. Japanese masters don't aim to be flawless. They aim to be present, focused, consistent. They understand what perfectionist culture has forgotten. Progress beats perfection, and done beats delayed. The Stoics knew this. You don't have to be perfect, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself. You just have to be better than you were. The Buddhists taught it. There is no perfect moment to begin, only the present moment to continue. The Taoists lived it. The master makes no mistakes because she accepts her imperfection as perfect. Your imperfect action beats their perfect inaction every time. Your messy consistency outperforms their pristine procrastination. Your flawed follow-through trumps their flawless planning. Discipline lesson: show up, even if it's messy, even if it's ugly. Completion greater than perfection. The circle doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be finished. Next, we forge the mindset that cannot be shaken, no matter what the world throws at you. Rule 6. Fudoshin. Fudongshin. The immovable mind. Life will test you. Not once, not gently, but repeatedly and without mercy. It will hit you when you're down. It will challenge you when you're weak. It will offer you every excuse to quit, every reason to compromise, every justification to give up. Most people fold. They crumble at the first real pressure. Their resolve melts like snow in spring. Their commitment evaporates when the heat rises. They had goals, they had plans, they had dreams, until life showed up with a different agenda. But not you, not anymore. Fudoshin is the warrior's unshakable focus. A state of complete inner control where external chaos cannot penetrate your core. It's not numbness, it's mastery. Not indifference, it's invincibility. The samurai cultivated this above all else. In the face of death, they remained calm. Facing overwhelming odds, they stayed focused. When everything around them burned, their inner flame remained steady. This wasn't natural talent. This was forged discipline. It doesn't mean you don't feel fear. Fear will come. Let it. Doubt will whisper. Ignore it. Pressure will mount. Welcome it. Fudoshin means fear doesn't decide for you. Anxiety doesn't choose your actions. External circumstances don't dictate your internal state. You feel everything, but you're controlled by nothing. The Stoics understood this as the citadel of the soul, that inner fortress that no external force can breach. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The Buddhists knew it as equanimity, perfect balance in the storm. The Taoists embodied it as the way of water, soft enough to flow around obstacles, strong enough to carve through mountains. Fudoshin is built in chaos, in repetition, in holding the line when everything inside you says, give up. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you add another layer of steel to your soul. Every moment you choose discipline over comfort, you become more immovable. This isn't built in comfort. It's forged in fire. Not in easy moments, in impossible ones. Not when you feel strong, when you feel weakest. Discipline lesson. You don't need more hype. You need to become a mountain. Still, focused, unmoved. Let the storms rage. You remain. Now comes the final rule, the true path to mastery. Rule 7. Shuhari, Shuejiji. The path to mastery. Shu equals obey the rules. Ha? Break the rules with insight. Ri equals transcend the rules with mastery. Most people skip Shu. They want hacks. But without repetition, without fundamentals, you stay soft. You want to lead? First, learn. You want freedom? First, submit. Discipline lesson. Do the boring work. Obsess over the basics, then you rise. Let others chase motivation. Let others scroll for hype. You now have the blueprint to control your mind like a warrior. Hara grounds you. Shinobu strengthens you. Kokoro aligns you. Seijaku calms you. Enso frees you. Fudoshin anchors you. Shuhari evolves you. Pick one. Practice it for 21 days, then add another. This is not a hack. This is not hype. This is the way. Discipline is not born. It's built. Quietly, daily, relentlessly. You're not weak. You're just undirected. Fix that, and you become unshakable. Let's move.